1 Samuel chapter 14. Once, Jonathan, Saul's son, spoke to his armor-bearer privately, saying, "Come, let's go to the Philistine garrison on the other side." However, he didn't inform his father about this plan. At that time, Saul stayed under a pomegranate tree in Migron, a part of Gibeah. He was accompanied by about 600 men. Ahiah, the son of Ahitub and Ichabod's brother, who was from the lineage of Phinehas and Eli, served as a priest of the Lord in Shiloh and wore an ephod. The people were unaware of Jonathan's absence. Between the passageways leading to the Philistine garrison, there were sharp rocks on both sides, one named Bozez and the other Seneh. Bozez faced northward toward Michmash, and Seneh faced southward toward Gibeah. Jonathan said to his armor-bearer, "Let's cross over to the Philistine garrison. Perhaps the Lord will work on our behalf, regardless of whether we have many or few." The armor-bearer replied, "I'm with you, do as you wish." So Jonathan said, "We will reveal ourselves to the garrison. If they tell us to wait, we will stay put and not approach them. But if they invite us to come up, we will go, for the Lord has given them into our hands. This will be our sign." Both of them revealed themselves to the Philistine garrison, who exclaimed, "Look, the Hebrews are coming out of the hiding places where they've hidden." The garrison challenged Jonathan and his armor-bearer, saying, "Come up to us, and we'll show you something." Jonathan turned to his armor-bearer, saying, "Follow me, for the Lord has handed them over to Israel." Jonathan climbed up using his hands and feet, with his armor-bearer behind him. They struck down the garrison, and Jonathan's armor-bearer finished them off. The initial attack resulted in about 20 casualties over half an acre of land that a yoke of oxen might plow. Terror spread through the camp, the field, and among all the people. Even the garrison and the raiding parties were terrified, and the earth quaked, causing a great panic. Saul's watchmen in Gibeah of Benjamin saw the enemy camp scattering in all directions, striking each other in confusion. Saul instructed his men to count and identify who was missing. Upon counting, it became evident that Jonathan and his armor-bearer were absent. Saul then asked Ahiah to bring the ark of God. However, while Saul spoke with the priest, the noise from the Philistine camp grew louder. Saul urged the priest to stop, and he and his men joined the battle. Chaos ensued, with everyone turning against each other, resulting in a significant rout. Additionally, Hebrews who were previously with the Philistines turned to join Saul and Jonathan. Likewise, men of Israel who had hidden in the mountains of Ephraim heard about the Philistines' retreat and joined the battle, pursuing them. The Lord delivered Israel that day, and the battle extended to Bet-Haven. The Israelites were weary due to Saul's earlier decree that no one should eat until evening to seek vengeance on their enemies. As the people entered a wooded area, they found honey on the ground. Although they hesitated to eat due to Saul's oath, Jonathan, unaware of the oath, dipped the end of his staff in honey and ate. His eyes brightened. When a man informed him about the oath, Jonathan defended his action, stating that his father's oath had caused trouble, and eating the honey would have led to an even greater victory. The Hebrews slaughtered the Philistines from Michmash to Aijalon, though they were weary. The people took spoils from the enemy and slaughtered animals, but Saul cautioned against eating meat with blood, fearing they would sin against the Lord. Saul built an altar to the Lord, and they sacrificed animals there. Saul decided to pursue the Philistines throughout the night to ensure none remained, seeking guidance from God through the priest. Saul called the leaders of the people together, including Jonathan. He wanted to determine who had sinned that day. Saul even vowed to put Jonathan to death if he was the one who violated the oath. But the people defended Jonathan, acknowledging his role in the victory and stating that not a hair of his head should fall to the ground, for he had acted alongside God that day. Jonathan's life was spared. Saul ceased pursuing the Philistines, who returned to their territory. Saul secured his kingship over Israel and engaged in battles against various enemies, including the Philistines, Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, kings of Zobah, and the Amalekites. He subdued them and delivered Israel from their oppression. Saul had 3 sons, Jonathan, Ishui and Melchishua. He also had 2 daughters, Merab and Michal. Saul's wife was Ahinoam, daughter of Ahimaaz. Abner, his son, was Saul's uncle and commander of his army. Throughout Saul's reign, there was intense warfare against the Philistines, and he recruited strong and valiant men to join him.